Let's get to the senior senator from the state of Florida now. Bill Nelson's on the line with us live in Orlando. Senator, nice to talk to you.
Hey, Shepard, do you remember the first time you interviewed me? It was in the aftermath of a monster hurricane, Hurricane Charlie.
It was a long time ago, Senator. Covering a lot of these things in Florida for the last 25 years. No one's ever seen anything like this. And with this little jog to the west there, it looks like Southwest Florida may get a crippling blow, and then just winds and rain and storm surge for your whole state. Are they ready?
They're ready. Big difference than 25 years ago with the monster Hurricane Andrew. Big difference. The state, the feds are working together with local law enforcement, local officials. It's all coordinated. Even the mistakes, for example, in Katrina in New Orleans, where the National Guard wasn't talking to the U.S. military. We've got a liaison officer, a one-star, that brings the two together. The other biggest thing that we'll see in Florida is there were no building codes back in Hurricane Andrew. Now they've got a real good statewide building code. So you're going to see the effects of that. Old buildings will be demolished, but the new ones will stand up pretty good.
I wonder about the inland areas east of Fort Myers and that region, Immokalee and some of the smaller towns around the lake. Do you know anything about evacuation? It's so often people there just, you just sort of set in your ways there and you just stay. And it's not looking like a good time to do that.
Well, and for good reason, because the center of the hurricane track from the hurricane center is drifting to the west. So instead of the eye coming in at Miami, it looks like, as of the 5 p.m. Advisory, it's coming in on the west coast at the southwest of Everglades National Park, what we call the Thousand Islands, right up the southwest coast. And it's interesting that you mentioned Immokalee, because I just talked to the president of Ave Maria University.
Oh, is that right?
Is 4 miles from Immokalee. They have opened their gymnasium to the residents of Immokalee because, those are generally very poor people.
Yeah.
And so the university president, Jim Toohey, is really showing that he walks his talk in his faith.
Well, that's great to hear, Senator. You try to warn people every time, and sometimes they miss, and sometimes they hit. It's just not possible for this one to miss. It might not hit somebody directly, but the whole peninsula, the recovery is going to take a nationwide effort and billions of dollars. Washington going to be able to come together to make that happen, Senator?
Yes, as you know, yesterday we passed the $15 billion plan, which was for Harvey, but we have language in there that this can go for Irma as well. But that's just a down payment, Shepard. This will run out in another month. In the middle of October, we're going to have to come back and do another down payment, and this is going to go on for some period of time. You see the losses in Texas. Well, add all of that, compounding what's going to be the losses in Florida. Shepard, let me point out one thing. If this thing keeps drifting to the west, that means the eye may be over the Gulf, and therefore that is the worst-case scenario for the Gulf Coast as long as that eye is still fueling itself from the warm water of the Gulf of Mexico. That can do some serious damage coming right up the west coast of the state of Florida, up the peninsula.
Senator Nelson, I hope it doesn't. I know you're short on time, and so are we. I appreciate it. Good luck to you and yours. Thank you. You're talking about that storm track. Right now we're talking about something like that, most likely, Naples, Fort Myers. But what the senator is talking about is if indeed it were to stay off this coast, and this is within the cone of possibility, that puts the worst of the winds and the worst of the storm surge inundating all of Southwest Florida up into West Florida and the Tampa area and beyond. The truth is we don't know where this is going to go. The cone of uncertainty is like that. and everyone on that peninsula has to be ready.